Hey, my friends, welcome, welcome, welcome. I am your friend Kevin, and this is your Divine Daily Blast. Let's get right to it. Today we have an angel numerology 10, and that reduces to a 1. I was listening this morning to a podcast which talks about today's date and the energy, the ethereal energy, being rather important because there is a portal, if you will, a divine portal of light that is opened so that the light from the lost city of Atlantis and the Atlantean energy can travel through. A number 10 energy tends to work with the World card and the Dreamer card if you're in traditional tarot, or. It can also work with the Divine Magus, which is the ability to manifest things, dreams, wishes, letting things come into order and balance the way that you would expect them to. However, along with this portal of opening to light, as many people feel their vibrational energies shifting and changing, sorting, we also have, which happened yesterday, a retrograde cycle of the planet Pluto. Now, Pluto is typically known as the destroyer, the death and rebirth planet. It's why it's strongly connected with the sun sign of, or the astrological sign of Scorpio. Now, retrograde doesn't mean that planets in the sky go backwards. However, the way that the Earth moves and the other planets move, it appears as if it is traveling counterintuitively to the other planets. It's somewhat going still in a way. It's a bit like when you watch a wheel, the spokes of a bicycle wheel, and when those wheels speed up, it appears as if they're working in a backward movement. But on Earth, and to explain this a little bit further, the retrograde period, which in Pluto runs about 5 months of the year, will last until October. It started its somewhat slowing down retrograde cycle on the 4th of May. What this means is we get to look at and take a magnifying glass to the internal components of our lives, of our relationships, of the sorting through of what is important. Now, we've been working on these put in what you want, release what you don't want for months. Pluto is basically saying, look at it, reflect upon it, make the decisions before you're forced to. Because when this particular planet of destruction does this, particularly on a portal opening of light, of love, of balance, of harmony, it can be jarring to those who are comfortable with the mundane, to those who are comfortable with the status quo. It shakes quite a few things up. And if you listen to many spiritual teachers who channel the various energies of the ethereal realms, plural, they'll tell you that Mother Earth is giving birth to a new way of being, a new way of living, a new way of consciousness, different to what's been going on. But going back to the 10-1 angel numerology, this energy is where one thing, situation, story has actually ended. There's divine reverence for being present and awake to this pre-dawn energy of what's next, what's coming next. It all works in spirals and cycles. And we're when we spiral up, we get to a new level. It's like right before the sun emerges on the horizon of a new day, when right when the dark moon comes into a new moon. These are full cycle moments. They create allowances for what we've been learning, what we've been understanding, what we've been gathering. And it truly is with the presence of the divine. Now let's move on. You get a little bit of idea of this being a pretty powerful day, a 10-1 day. My isms, I am generating and radiating the vibrational energy of joy. So if you haven't been feeling it, get into the mode of what's going to cause you to feel it. Vibrating, generating, and radiating the vibrational energy of abundance and love, and then declare it. This is the realignment with who we really are, what we're really all about. Really the reason why I pop in and do this every day. The other one is gratitude is the engine and love is the fuel. Find the energy of being grateful. I this morning prayed and did my meditation being grateful for the Mother Earth for supporting everything that I do. With the sun, with the earth, with the rain, with the elements, with the birds, with my animals, with the dog, my pets, the wild animals. It's all part of this big picture. I am always with my inner being. We can't be separated from it. Well, unless we're totally distracted and disengaged spiritually, which I'm not. Everything is wonderful. That's the declaration. Here's a message from the Guardian Angels. This comes from Angel Affirmation Deck by Radley Valentine. We love a good time and a good joke as much as you do. Allow space in your life for lightness and joy in all moments, great and small. I am a magnet for good hair days and spontaneous dance parties. I embrace fun in my life. Now this is interesting because that first little bit of this divine daily blast might have seemed a bit heavy. The planet of destruction, new rebirth, things changing, having to look at things in a different way before you're forced to. That's a little heavy. Well, this morning I've shared with you that I'm part of an angel group where we study and ask the question, what energy is guiding me today in creating balance, protection, and personal empowerment? Well, this card showed up. Actually, several cards before this one. So I wasn't sure, but this one made sense. 8 of Wands. The shadow side of it is misalignment. So I sat and I pondered. And I looked at the image, I looked at the colors, I drew from it. Tell me what I need to know about this misalignment. What is misaligned? Well, the answer that came through that I wrote down, which I like automated writing, all these things, the energy of physical misalignment can actually be a friend through the distraction of other people, focus our own selves in order to get realigned. Where there has been greed, abundance is possible. Where there has been fear, love will enter. Where there has been dark energy, light can be seen. Where there is chaos, order will emerge. These pauses allow things to be misaligned. Distractions and pauses are our friend, not our enemy. When things appear to be out of sync and off the wall, they do cause us to stop, think, look. Oh, this is also realigning itself, repurposing itself, and creating something new for all of us. This week we have Mayat, once again, stepping in to say, divine interventions at hand. Weigh up your options and choose the highest good. She's basically suggesting in the chaos, in the crazy, in the what you're hearing, what you're seeing, what you're learning, what you're being told. Step back. If it doesn't line up with what you believe in your heart, if it doesn't line up with the joy, if it doesn't line up with the abundance and the love, what are you standing in front of it for? It's a bit like, yeah, no, this isn't working. We have the Water Guardian with us this week, which is, she's really governing our emotions, our feelings. I'm going to read from it. Water Guardian, I trust my emotions and I let them flow with ease. There's a lot of feelings within you. It's time to let them out. It's time to let your emotions be powerful messengers that allow you to express the tender, more vulnerable parts of yourself. Don't fight against showing your vulnerability. It's revealing the natural part of who we are. We're also revealing our beauty and our gifts and allowing others to see the most authentic part of who we are. Authenticity is really where it's at. The ability to be okay with taking off the masks. Okay with live and let live. Now, Gertrude and Beatrice, I asked them to step in this morning. Where are they? They were seated at a long table. They were in the middle of this long table, like a dining room table. And they were facing one another. And these two were having their tea and their cakes and their little nibbles. Gertrude was sort of like kneeling on her chair. Then she was sort of like resting on her elbows, almost as if she was going to climb into Beatrice's lap, who was sitting quite lightly, quite properly. But all the way up the table next to them on both sides was hustle and bustle and bumble and carrying on, and these two were completely oblivious to it. What is your blessing, dear fairies, for the rest of the world? Let's see. I'm going to... this is a card I'm looking to... Well, this one? Okay. Right. Sometimes I do that. Let's see. What is your blessing for today? Empowerment. Ooh. Now, I'm looking at... First of all, I'm drawn to the colors of this card. And I'm also drawn to this fairy queen with a star right there in the middle of her heart. She's standing on top of a rock, on top of a mountain, and she's looking at either the sunrise or the sunset, and she's using the energy and the power of the sun to make decisions. Empowerment comes from within. Empowerment is something that we give to ourselves. It's a gift. It is the courage. It is the confidence. It is saying, I'm going to do this and I'm going to find the empowerment from somewhere. Other people can empower us. Other people can lead us to greater things by literally helping us. So manifest empowerment by listening to your gut instinct and your intuition and acting with confidence and boldness. There are actions. These are the actions of an empowered person. You can affirm, I am naturally empowered and my life choices stem from a place of balanced empowerment. I think I like that for today. I am generating and radiating the vibrational energy of joy, abundance, love, and personal empowerment. That's what this is about. This is what it feels like. If you are walking through this portal that's moving and opening for us, stand in that place of power. And until tomorrow, thank you so much for tuning in, liking, subscribing, and doing all that you do. Bye for now.